Thank you everyone for joining us. We have Adam Kolarek now available for questions. Please use the raise your hand icon if you have any questions. First question from Dbacks. Go ahead, Dave.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. I was curious, being part of the bullpen, the way you guys are pitching as a group, can you evaluate how you guys have been able to complement each other?
Absolutely. I think one of the valuable things about our bullpen as a whole is everyone kind of brings a little something unique to the table. We're constantly talking amongst ourselves throughout the day, leading up to the game, about different things we're working on, how we want to attack hitters, and it's clear to everyone how short of a season this is going to be, and we all know that heading in. So it's been really I think impressive as a whole to see how guys have been able to put whether it's new things or little tweaks into play right away. And I think the results are you're starting to see them already, and I think you're going to see some more, even though it's only a 2-month season. For you personally, do you feel like you've shed that label of lefty specialist? Sure. I mean, it's for me personally, up until I became a Dodger last year, I wasn't really used solely in that role. In Tampa, I would often go an inning plus, 2 innings. I even went 3 innings one time in an extra innings game. So for me, it was more of a, I just need to get back into that rhythm of seeing a righty in the box and attacking that hitter, the way that I want to. And I'm constantly talking with Mark and CMAC, and we're looking at videos and we're preparing, and, the conversations I have with Bard down in the bullpen. I mean, we all know, and I have all the confidence in the world in myself. And I think I just now have the opportunity to show, everyone what I can do, not just facing one batter. Even though I love that role, it's fun, it's exciting to come in, just about every night, or at least be available every night to face one hitter. But for me, as a pitcher, when I go in this past offseason and every offseason I've had as a professional, I never just go in practicing to face lefties. So I'm always practicing against righties, and, I'm, looking forward to continuing to show what I can do against righties as the season goes on.
One more for me, Adam. As far as the sport itself, is there any discussion amongst you guys that the league may have to pause the season to regroup, or can you not even allow your mind to go there with the task at hand every day?
Sure. I think, it's hard on the country as a whole, the last few months of the uncertainty. I mean, everyone wants to know, their schedule, and we enjoy planning out, our daily routines, our weekly routines. And, when we were all home trying to prepare for a date that we weren't sure of, I think it tested a lot of our strategies of how to best prepare. And now that we're right in the season, even though we're a week in, we're, about to venture into August, and, it's a pennant race, from day one. So I think the smartest thing any athlete in this situation can do is just to go about it like, 100% as far as, that night's goal, and best you can block out all the scenarios, because it'll just drive you crazy. And as I can speak for myself that it's it's an old adage, obviously, control what you can control, and this is obviously way out of our hands. So we're just going to prepare like we always do as major leaguers.
Thank you.
Next question is from Alanna Rizzo. Go ahead, Alanna.
Adam, along the same lines of what Dave was just asking you about shedding that lefty specialist title, with the 3-batter minimum for everybody now, how much do you think your focus was knowing how much you had to have good splits, and having that in the back of your mind, how much do you think that helped you focus?
Sure. I mean, the focus is always there, and for me, it was more just blocking out any outside voice that kind of put in my mind that I was only valuable as a lefty specialist. Like I said, when I prepare and come to the field every day, I'm not planning on just facing one hitter. I'm never looking into the dugout to see if Dave's going to come and get me or not. Even when they tell me I'm only going to have one hitter, because you can't take your foot off the gas and put it back on when it comes to your outing. So I know what I have to do to not only have success on the field, but to stay in this strong bullpen that we have. So far on the season, I've been happy with how I've been executing pitches, and the couple of hits I've given up, they've been soft contact, and as a pitcher, as not a strikeout overpowering guy, I'm looking to get weak contact, and I believe that if I execute the game plan, then I'll continue to get weak contact, and just the results will be there.
Strong start, Adam. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, on the same topic, facing right-handers, it seemed like, in spite of your history and your success, at the end of summer camp, it looked like it was a real tryout for you to see if you could do it again. Did you find that kind of amusing or challenging, motivating? How would you describe that?
Yeah, I mean, I am, for the last every year of my career, I look at every day as a tryout in a sense. That's the beauty and the curse a little bit of being in the bullpen is you constantly have to prove yourself. It doesn't matter how long you've been around. It doesn't matter what you did last night. It doesn't matter what I did last year. And it doesn't matter what my splits have been over my entire career because, I learn from every outing. I learn from every at-bat. I make adjustments, as I go along. So yeah, down the stretch in summer camp, I was trying to make the team. It wasn't I'm never complacent when I come to the field. I know how fragile this game is. I know how things change every other day. Not even taking into consideration everything that's going on that we're dealing with the virus, but just normal baseball stuff. Things change. Players come and go, and I've been on the coming and going part of a lot of those conversations. So, nothing is different as far as my approach, as far as how hard I focus and how I know every day I come to the field, I'm looking to prove myself. And, that's what I want to do, not just, to stick around, but I want to win. I want to be a part of this team. It's an incredible locker room. It's a short window that, I have as a player and I don't take anything for granted. And for me, last night is over and, I'm happy with some of the pitches I made and I'm looking to do it even better tonight.
Thanks.
Next question from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead, Bill.
Adam, getting back to the big picture stuff of what's going on in Major League Baseball with, I think it's going to be 6 teams not even playing this weekend. How much of a topic of discussion has this been among the players? Have you guys been watching it and chopping it up together, discussing it?
Sure. I mean, it's, even to hear you say 6 teams aren't playing this weekend, I think, because you hear little bits of reports as you come and go in the locker room is, when you go out to stretch and you come back in, things can change so fast. So even just to think about that for a second of 6 teams not playing, it's certainly, once again, opens your eyes and opens them even further. And, as far as our discussions, like I said a little bit previously is, you hear things, you digest it best you can. But, I just got done working out. There's 10 guys working out. There's guys, in the cages right now getting ready for tonight. And that's all we can do. You've seen the last couple of days, the bats are, we've had a lot of line drive outs. And I think, offensively, we're about to hit our stride. Pitching wise, we're off to a good start. We're going to keep it going. We're going to get people back from injuries and keep getting healthy, hopefully. So I think that's all we can really think about. It's unfortunate that we have, that everyone's dealing with this across the world. But, us as a team, we talk about it. We're obviously hoping for the best. But we're, as we come to the field every day, it's just full steam ahead, with tonight's task.
Last question from Jack Harris. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Adam, how has social distancing just changed the experience of sitting in a bullpen, during the game and around other guys?
It does. Yeah. I mean, I think the whole experience is different, from the little things of how we, we're not able to even like eat together and, hang out, the same way that we're used to in the locker room. And, that's obviously part of the experience that, that when you're a big leaguer and you get to enjoy the stadiums and the travel, and you enjoy getting to see new cities and explore a little bit, that's just put on hold right now. I mean, everyone's dealing with this experience right now of not having you guys just in front of me and just conversing, and we're all interacting as normal humans as we like to do. So it's a weird experience for everyone. It definitely changes it. I think the best way to look at it is, we're obviously willing to make these sacrifices to still play the game, because when you're in the heat of the game, it does feel relatively normal. It's just, it's what happens outside the lines that is, I don't know if we'll ever get used to it, but for now it's what we got. So we're going to make the most of it.
And with the 3-batter rule, now that, you've had a week of just seeing how that works in games, I mean, is it as big of a deal as you thought it would be, less so? I mean, are there times where like you can feel like, oh, this is where, we're probably having to change our game plan a little, or has it maybe not been as important as, at least all the attention it got, during the off season?
Right. No, like I said, I mean, I've never thought it was going to be that big of a deal, because, you can come in with 2 outs, get your lefty out, and all is good. It changes the strategy, obviously. The main negative, I think, for me personally, I was able to have a lot of appearances last year. So when you have your outing like I did last night, I guess I threw like around 15 pitches or so. When you have those 20 to 25 pitch outings, normally I could, tell my pitching coach, hey, I'm good for a batter today. And it was all good, and I'll be in that night. But, with the possibility of facing 3, it obviously changes the scenario of things. So the workload management is probably the biggest adjustment for pitchers. But as far as, the scenarios that come up within the game, the big, power hitting lefty that's up in the box with a runner on second, those are still happening. And so I think overall, it's not going to change the game that much. It's more on the preparation side and being available for the next night.
Thank you. Dave Roberts,